All right, let's talk about something every single one of us has run into, especially when you're trying to learn something technical. Just plain burnout. It's not about being weak or not trying hard enough. It's about understanding the very real cost of fatigue, especially when you're deep in a hands-on lab.
So, you know the scene, right? It's late, you're trying to crack a Kioptrix box, maybe it's level 1, maybe something tougher. That terminal is just staring back at you, and you find yourself running the same Nmap scan you've already run like a dozen times. Definitely sounds familiar to me.
And that's when it happens. You just hit the wall. You know, that point where every single command feels like a huge effort, and you're just not seeing the simple, obvious path forward anymore. You're stuck. And man, the frustration starts to build up fast.
Yeah, that's what I call the hacker's wall. It's this barrier that we all slam into, but it's probably not what you think it is. So let's break down what is really going on when you feel that stuck.
See, your main opponent at this point, it isn't the system's defenses. It's not some tricky exploit you haven't found yet. The real bad guy, the thing that's actively sabotaging your progress, is your own mental fatigue.
So, what's the actual cost of just ignoring this villain and trying to power through? Well, it's way more than just feeling a little tired. We're about to completely take apart that old myth that you can just push through it. This right here is the core idea. This whole culture of pulling all-nighters and just brute forcing your way through learning sessions, it's built on a complete myth. The real path to getting good at this stuff isn't about endurance. It's about strategy. It's about efficiency.
Let's just compare a productive hour to a fatigued one, side by side. When you're fresh, your error rate is super low, and your brain is actually holding on to information. You're learning. But when you're fatigued, whoa, your error rate skyrockets. You start forgetting simple command flags, you're mistyping everything, and you can't remember what you just did 5 minutes ago. You are not learning. You are just burning time.
And this drop-off in your cognitive effectiveness, it's not a gentle slope, it's a cliff. I mean, just look at the difference between what your brain can do in hour 1 versus hour 4. Pushing yourself into that 4th, 5th, or 6th hour isn't just less productive, it's actively working against you.
Okay, so if pushing harder is the wrong approach, what's the right one? Well, it all comes down to this really simple but powerful idea, the principle of optimization. It's all about working smarter. The absolute key here is to figure out and then work within your optimal performance window. This is that sweet spot, that golden period of time where your brain is just firing on all cylinders, soaking up information and solving problems like it's nothing.
Think about it like this. You can't ask your brain to run a 26-mile marathon of intense, hardcore focus. It's not built for that. It's designed for powerful sprints, short, highly focused bursts of activity, followed by genuine rest. That's how you actually win this race.
All right, so that's the theory. Let's get practical. How do you actually find and then use this optimal window? Let's walk through a really clear, actionable playbook you can literally start using tonight.
Here it is. It's a simple 4-step process. Step 1, set a timer. Maybe for 50 minutes, maybe 90. You'll find what works. Step 2, for that block of time, you work with intense focus. No phone, no distractions. Step 3, when that timer goes off, you have to be honest with yourself. Assess your mental state. Are you still sharp, or is that mental fog starting to roll in? And step 4, this is crucial. Take a real break. Get up, walk away from the screen completely.
So here's the most important part of this whole thing. This entire strategy is proactive. You don't wait until you're exhausted and frustrated and feel like throwing your laptop out the window. You learn to recognize those early signs of fatigue, and you stop before you hit that hacker's wall. That is the secret.
And this all brings us to a new mindset, really. A new mantra for how we should approach not just our labs, but pretty much any kind of complex learning. It's time to hack smarter, not just harder. So, what are the big takeaways to remember? First, fatigue has a steep, steep cost. Second, that all-nighter is your enemy. It is not a badge of honor. Third, your mission is to find your personal performance window. And finally, the golden rule. Always, always stop before you hit the wall.
Let's just leave it with this thought. True skill, real expertise, it isn't measured in the number of hours you've logged in front of a terminal. It's measured in progress, in those aha moments, in the breakthroughs. The best people in this field master their energy just as well as they master their tools.
So, the final question is really for you. After hearing all this, what are you going to change? How are you going to structure your very next lab session to make it your most effective one yet?